Hi there, welcome to Island Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Capricorn energy. We'll get some tarot, some clarifiers, and try to fill out the story. Since it's not a personal reading, I'm going to tell you the different stories I see in there, and different people can use their Capricorn differently. Some people put in the hard work and effort to free themselves from all the things that enslave them because they want to have true victory and success in their life, and they're building their life on a foundation from love. And other people are much more materialistically 3D world focused, and that's the foundation for why they get in relationships. And it might be because of fear of moving forward in the energy of love. They might be insecure, selfish, greedy, lazy, lots of things, but we'll see what's going on. Seven of Pentacles. Taurus energy. What will we invest in next? Everybody maybe in their Capricorn energy is pausing to consider what they're going to invest in. We have the Page of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Chariot, Five of Pentacles, Leo Strength card. Some people right now, or they have, invested in what they thought was going to be emotional wish fulfillment, that they thought was going to move forward in victory, but some of them are doing that, even though they feel left out in the cold. They're going to try to be strong about it. So those are people who, in their Taurus energy, are people who, in kind of a more of a shadowy Taurus energy, might think that it's really important to invest in stability and security. So some of the, and image and status and stuff like that. So some of those people right now are thinking, I will go invest maybe to emotionally indulge myself in someone, possibly a Cancer energy, or someone who they view as moving forward in a manner that looks very successful according to worldly standards. And they're going to go invest with them, even though that relationship, isn't like based on love. But the Nine of Cups can be about their wish. And if this person doesn't want to come from a foundation of love, and they can invest in that person, they can move forward with them and they'll be strong, and they feel that even though the relationship kind of leaves them out in the cold, emotionally maybe, that they're going to invest in it. Other people could have already done that. They could have thought, I was going to go invest in this person who they maybe even thought would be their emotional wish fulfillment. But Nine of Cups is Pisces energy, and that could be that you had illusions about the person, of who you thought they were, and you thought everything was going to move forward really great. You might have thought they were an emotionally balanced, loving person, and you found out that maybe that person left you out in the cold. Literally. They moved away. Maybe because that person actually moved away because they were considering what they wanted to invest in, because maybe they operate more from pride and ego. And it's like, well, I don't know. You might have invested in me because you thought it would be loving and happy, and you thought I was loving, but maybe this person puts on a good front, but they emotionally maybe don't feel that they have the resources within themselves to be emotionally brave and strong. And so instead, they decided to act more out of pride and ego, which left you feeling out of the cold, and now you're trying to be strong about it. People could be wondering right now, trying to gain some insight. Well, some people get in these relationships and they do it for looking good, out of pride and ego. They might invest in it, though, because it, for some reason, to society, looks like they're moving forward in a very successful way. And they think by investing in that they'll be happy investing in someone like that. Some of them chose to do that. um, because they didn't feel they had the resources to be emotionally brave and strong, and they could have had some people in their life, either a Leo or someone who was emotionally brave and strong, that things didn't work out with, so they were left out in the cold from a Leo, and that's why they're thinking that, you know what, I think I can go be happy with this person because I was left out in the cold from this person. But the reason they're investing in this person maybe is because of, image and status. And the reason they were left out in the cold by a Leo was because they are someone who turns their back on going within to gain insight and wisdom to figure out how they can be emotionally brave and strong. And if they weren't willing to go within to gain the insight, the people who were emotionally brave and strong, who do invest in going in with to gain insight and wisdom, those people are the type of people who, when they've gone within to gain insight and wisdom about their past, their fears, their insecurities, their self-limiting beliefs, who want to be a student of life. In the Page of Pentacles, they're willing to learn and grow and expand, and they want to take the lessons they've learned from the past to move forward in their life where they can have emotional wish fulfillment. And they're emotionally self-sovereign. They're not codependent on any other foundations in their life for their sense of stability and security. They live their own unique life. In the Leo card, they step into the spotlight of their own life. They're emotionally brave and confident to do that. They're not going to conform to worldliness or other foundations that try to make them conform. They maintain their own individuality. And the people who are emotionally brave and strong, who want to pursue their emotional wish fulfillment and being happy, use their resources to get in the driver's seat of their own life. They really did, from an energy of Cancer energy, they may have looked like they're moving forward very successfully to the world, but that isn't what they're concerned about. They're concerned about being emotionally balanced from a foundation of love. And those type of people wanted to move forward and detach from old foundations to be emotionally brave, where they move forward in life, where they invest in going within to gain insight and wisdom, to see things from the bigger picture in Aquarius energy, to have hope, faith, and belief, and they want to keep moving forward, to heal from any fears, insecurities, or self-limiting beliefs, so they can get balance between their mind and their heart and move forward. And if people were in a relationship with them and those people felt they didn't have the resources to, to keep moving forward in that way, to step into the spotlight of their life, when they pause to consider what they were to invest in, and some of them are doing that right now, what am I going to invest in? Am I going to invest in starting new with someone else, being more worldly focused about money and materialism as a foundation, or am I willing to invest in going within? And some people might be defensive to going within. And in their view of Aquarius energy, it's like, I don't want to emotionally heal and deal with my past pain and heartbreak to learn my lessons. So those people would end up, the relationship wouldn't work. It's kind of hard to be in a relationship with someone who does do the Virgo hermit work, does go within to gain insight and wisdom, to see things from the bigger picture, is willing to heal from their self-limiting beliefs, to take the lesson and move forward, and gets themselves happy and emotionally balanced. If the other person isn't emotionally balanced and they still operate more from fear, insecurity, or pride, or ego, or image, they're not willing to do the work, that relationship's going to end. So, because of that, a lot of things, different things could be going on. Some people right now are thinking, I'm going to decide I'm going to live just more from my worldly focused life. I think I'll be happy moving forward, being out in the cold from that Leo strong person. And maybe I can go get in a relationship and make an offer to someone else who also, maybe someone new. We'll start the cycle over again. Maybe they are a loving Cancer energy, and maybe they're emotionally balanced. And if that person doesn't realize that I'm not willing to put in the work and effort to gain insight and wisdom, well, I guess eventually that relationship will end too. Because out of my, like, I don't know, image or status or pride and ego or whatever, are unwilling to do the work, you know, maybe these people who live a more worldly life do operate more from pride and ego, and it isn't about going within to gain insight and wisdom to heal from past pain and heartbreak or self-limiting beliefs. Some people don't want to look at any of that. You know, I'll be in a relationship, I'll be happy as long as it looks good, and if this person is loving, bonus, and it'll all go okay until if the people I'm in a relationship with decide they're going to be emotionally brave and strong to try to move to the next level of life and, all that kind of thing, well, then the relationship's going to end. And that's how their cycle of life goes over and over. And those people keep repeating that past pattern until they maybe get to the point where they're tired of it. And who knows if they'll ever get tired of it. Maybe they'll be in relationships with other people who are don't feel they have the resources to be emotionally brave and strong either, and they'll both stay in the relationship. They're both kind of emotionally indulging themselves. They're happy that it looks successful according to worldly standards, and they'll stay in it and it'll be good. you know they both are Seven of Pentacles people who are both kind of defensive to this, and they maybe hide it from each other. They hide that they're defensive to healing their past pain and heartbreak, so they just keep using their resources again to try to be happy in this worldly presentation that looks successful. And if that's in a relationship or just within themselves, I just keep trying to make it look like I'm moving forward in a successful way. But if you haven't dealt with your past pain and heartbreak, you're not emotionally balanced and you're not going to move forward in a truly emotionally victorious way, because you don't believe in yourself. You don't offset your fears and your insecurities with love and encouragement. They just stay there forever, like dragging behind your chariot. So what are some people going to do right now? That's the choice. What am I going to invest in? We're maybe at round 2 or 3 or 15. What are we going to invest in? Positive Capricorn energies will decide to invest not in someone else, because the chariot can be like a vehicle. I'm investing in something, a relationship or a job or a friend group, because I think that will make me happy. We either put in the time, energy, and effort to go within to get ourselves and learn how to be happy within ourselves, and our sense of emotional stability, or we're kind of codependent on other people to make us feel happy and to make us look like we're moving forward in a manner that society views as successful looking. And like I say, some of them are going to invest in that type of relationship because they feel left out by a Leo, and they have left their own, I'm going to be brave and confident in my life and step in the spotlight of my own life and no longer live my life worried about looking a certain image to society. I want to live my life on love. These people aren't doing that. They're more operating more from not being brave and confident. They're just getting into relationships for it to either indulge themselves or be happy enough because it looks successful, because they're not willing to do the work to go within to move their life forward. So they kind of keep repeating the same old patterns. And some people, they've done this a few times, and maybe the last one they invested in, either they felt left out in the cold and they're trying to be brave anyway, and they're wondering if they should keep investing in it or not. But if they aren't, it's kind of like they got to go within and gain some insight and wisdom. If they're not going to invest in this type of pattern anymore, they could just still be unwilling to go within, but they're going to turn their back on this relationship because it doesn't really bring them the emotional wish fulfillment they want. And they could still decide to be defensive, and they're just going to feel betrayed and defensive. And I don't know, they'll decide that they're going to take some creative action to maybe live more from their mind, be defensive of listening to their intuition, and defensive to love. And they're just going to juggle making a decision about maybe if they want to exchange resources with anybody, or make a decision, okay, I do want to exchange resources with someone. And it can be, I want to exchange hugs and kisses with someone. So they're going to go present themselves as a King of Cups, like they're a loving person. And they're going to take action towards like a third party, or just be in more of a triangulated type relationship where they can be emotionally manipulative, passive aggressive. Because again, they always were in this type of dynamic, being emotionally manipulative and passive aggressive. Because if you're operating from pain and heartbreak that you haven't resolved, and you're unwilling to do the work to go within, yeah, you're going to be kind of defensive in relationships. You haven't gotten balanced within yourself to come from an energy of love. So every relationship they get into is kind of triangulated. Let's just work together. I'll be a little emotionally manipulative, a little passive aggressive, and defensive. And maybe defensive to becoming a marriage partner or growing myself to my full potential so that I can grow anybody else and help a relationship grow to its full potential. So some people right now are just, if they felt left out in the cold from repeating these patterns, they're just gonna eventually, right now, they're just probably sitting here like this, I don't want to go within. I'm mentally defensive. I don't want to put in the time and effort it takes to heal. So some people are just sitting here right now being defensive. Eventually, they'll just go get in a fluffy relationship. Other people who have went through this cycle a few times or are going to get into it, they're going to invest in it and hide that they're kind of mentally defensive to healing. And so the relationship will last as long as it lasts until the other people want them to be more emotionally brave and strong to heal, because they are acting passive aggressive, they are being emotionally manipulative, and they're not speaking their emotional truth. And eventually the people in the relationship will just either decide to stay in it and try to be strong about the whole situation, or the people who decide they do want more will go within and gain insight and wisdom and realize that, I've seen things from a bigger picture, and this, you seem to be defensive of healing, and I want to move forward in my life. And if you're not willing to, be emotionally brave and strong to do the work to heal, to move forward with me, then I will be moving forward and you will be left out in the cold. So the people who do decide to move forward have gone within. They're wondering what to invest in, and they're going within to gain insight and wisdom about the past things that they've invested in. And sometimes that's even within yourself. Did I invest in love? Did I invest in selfishness? Did I invest in greed? Did I invest, what did I invest my time and energy into? What did other people that I was in a relationship, what did they invest into? Were they a player? Were they immature? Were they manipulative, defensive? Well, that's what they chose to invest their time, energy, and effort into. It's a free will choice, to be loving and kind and respectful and generous and try to have cooperation and balance in a relationship. It's a free will choice. So if some of you had invested with someone that you thought was going to be emotional wish fulfillment, that you were going to move forward in a very victorious, successful manner, and you found out the other person either detached, maybe to go to a Leo, or detached to be in their pride and ego, or detach because they're unwilling to invest in getting in the driver's seat of their own life to move forward with you. Maybe they're unwilling to detach from worldliness or their pride or their ego or their image or whatever it was. Some of you decided to move forward. And if you're in a relationship with someone who is very worldly focused and they turn their back on going within, and you've kind of already, turned your back on this person, you right now are using your resources, the lessons that you've learned from this experience to move forward, that you want to have emotional wish fulfillment, and you're putting time, energy, and effort into doing those things that, those ways of thinking and feeling and doing that bring you emotional wish fulfillment in a manner that makes you feel emotionally balanced. So you're being compassionate and forgiving and taking respectful, honoring action in your life so you don't chip your life out of balance. And you're moving forward. And you're being emotionally brave about what you're investing in. And if some of you have been doing this for a while, or you've already gone through this cycle, there might be someone else in your life that you see is also being emotionally balanced, who you know is also moving forward and being emotionally brave and confident, and you might want to go invest in them. So depending on wherever you were in this cycle, if you had been someone before who was kind of more about image and status and thinking that would make you fulfilled and that left you out in the cold, and you've gained insight and wisdom, or if because you moved away from people who might have made you an offer, but their offer was to maybe offer you resources because they wanted to emotionally indulge in your lovingness, basically. But you found out they're a Seven of Pentacles person who isn't willing to put in work and effort to also help move things forward, and it made you feel left in the cold, out in the cold. You're detaching from those people and being strong and going within to gain insight and wisdom. And you are going to heal whatever relationship you're investing in, if that's just in yourself or another one. Some of you, are investing in a Virgo. Let's see, you might have invested in a Pisces that you thought things were going to move forward with, but you felt left out in the cold. So you decided to be emotionally brave and strong, and in your Taurus energy, you recalculated, like, what do I want to invest in? What kind of relationships do I want to be in? Maybe before you kind of had illusions about someone, maybe a Pisces or a Cancer, and you thought things were going to move forward, but for some reason they didn't. So now you're kind of re-evaluating your philosophy of life and what you deem is important and not important. And if you're someone, you might invest in a Virgo who is someone who has seen things from the bigger picture. But in order to invest in that person, you have to have done this work too, because they are someone who is wise and seen things from the bigger picture, and they want people in their life who have healed their past pain and heartbreak. People who have learned the lessons, that aren't defensive to learning lessons, but have learned the lessons so that they have good boundaries, so they're no longer being tempted by their worldly nature or their fear, their insecurities, their selfishness, their greed, or past foundations. People who have good boundaries, who are willing to protect this relationship because they're willing to make decisions that take everything into account, and they're wise leaders, and they make decisions that are best for everyone. So if you're going to invest in a Virgo Aquarius type person who is truthful and honest and emotionally clear that they want to build a foundation from a foundation based on love, if you're not that type of person, have done that work already, you need to do this work. You need to take the lessons, get yourself to a place of emotional self-sovereignty, so you're no longer codependent on outside people for your general state of sense of emotional stability and happiness. Take responsibility for your own happiness, get in the driver's seat of your own life, detach from those old foundations that you might have been enmeshed within before, like even worldliness, that it's all about status and image and stuff. Is that more important that you align with, or is love what your foundation is going to be that you align with? And get yourself emotionally brave and strong. Temper your beastly nature, your worldly nature, thinking life is all about running around the worldly jungle like a lion, and emotionally connect in more with like your emotional side, so it's not just your worldly side that takes precedent in your life. It's more that equally balanced with your foundation of love and wishes and dreams and imagination and creativity and adventure in life. And when you've done that, if you hadn't done that already, or this is advice for people who hadn't done that before, then you can invest, then you kind of have the foundation to go within and gain insight and understanding. And you continue, I suppose. You'd probably always be, because the Virgo is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is holding the Pentacle. So you've been going within to gain insight and wisdom. And once you are ready also to turn your back on the past, because you have gotten clear and have hope and faith and belief in the future, you're not scared of it, you're willing to move forward, you will heal your past pain and heartbreak, and you will make an offer. Use your resources and the lessons you've learned from things that got you in trouble before when you did operate from fear, insecurity, pride, and ego, and you will have better boundaries, and then you will be an emperor also. And you will tell basically your mind that you are ready to fight for the truth and speak the truth and stand in your truth, because you are willing to listen now to your intuition and come from an energy of love. You have found balance within yourself, and if there's anything that you need to be held accountable for, you are willing to hold yourself accountable for those things. You're making judgments on some aspects of yourself that you're not going to do anymore because you've learned your lessons. And now that you have balance within yourself, you can move forward from an energy of love. And now you can maybe actually go work together or reunite with someone in joy and celebration, and work together with them from an emotional foundation, because you have an emotional foundation within yourself, and you are going to defend that relationship and be defensive to being all about king of the world. Have learned the lesson of life that is meant to be about working and investing in our emotional happiness, our wish fulfillment, which is not just based on a worldly foundation. It's about being emotionally balanced and moving forward in the energy of love, so that we are able to move forward in our life to continue to learn and grow and expand, because we're emotionally brave and strong, willing to step into the spotlight of our life and be careful about what we invest in, because we have learned that there are consequences to our actions. And we want to be like a wise leader in the world, people who've seen things from the bigger picture, who speak emotional truth, that people need to heal from past pain and heartbreak so that they can learn the lessons and move forward in a very victorious, successful manner in their life. So there you go, Capricorn energies. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.